Have you ever encountered your car not starting in the morning, or the car doesn't seem to have the same levels of the power as usual? And does it store, misfire, rough idle, or get worse gas mileage than it used to? Most of the reasons could be your ignition coils, which helps turn the low voltage output of your battery into the little sparks. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, let's talk about what an ignition coil is. The ignition coil helps to start a car's engine. It's an essential part of the ignition system, which transforms the battery's low voltage into thousands of volts and needs to create an electric spark in the spark plugs to ignite the fuel. All the components in the ignition system go through lots of wear and tears, so at some point they will fail and need to be replaced. The components are like human heart system. If not checked regularly, the small part like an ignition coil problem can damage other parts of the car. And do you ever notice the ignition coil wires? For some vehicle models, if the engine stops and starts erratically while driving, you may have a bad wire between the ignition coil and the distributor. The location of the ignition coil varies from vehicle to vehicle, so check your vehicle's user manual or use a search engine to find where your car's ignition coil is located. You can take the following precautions to avoid a faulty coil. Regular service checks, regular spark plugs check, and make sure the coil casing no oil leaks. An ignition coil connector is a special mold plastic component with electrical connections, which enables the individual cable to be connected by pins. The method of connection will vary according to the vehicle and the type of the connector. You should constantly check and clean ignition coil connector, spark plugs, and wire to prevent circuit shortcut. Well, I know you must want to know, how long do ignition coils last? Ignition coils fail for a variety of reasons, including the high heat, vibration, or issue on the secondary side of the ignition system. Excessive heat and vibration can cause the insulating material to break down and create internal coil value. Many coils are designed to last 100,000 miles or more, although the insulation in the ignition coil wears over time. When electrical components get hot, which typically is due to a high level of resistance, excessive heat and vibration can cause the insulating material to break down and create internal coil value. Worn secondary ignition components, such as the spark plugs or wires, can cause a coil to work harder, require more voltage, and therefore significantly reduce the operating life of coil. You will have the gas mileage poor performance when the coil begins to go bad and becomes poor to transform the power. When your car requires more fuel to run, this means you will spend more money on gas than normal. Since we know the importance of the ignition coils, next, let's see, what are the symptoms of the failing ignition coil? Most engines have at least 4 ignition coils, sometimes grouped together in a coil pack. If you have problems with your car's ignition coils, it could affect your car's performance. This is why it's important to be alert with the symptoms of a faulty ignition coil. The common ignition coil symptoms are engine misfires, rough idle, or poor fuel economy, a power loss in the car, especially when accelerating. You can check if the engine light is on or difficult to start the engine. One interesting part is that when one ignition coil fails, another isn't too far behind. If your coils are easy to access, replacing the whole ignition coils is recommended. Faulty ignition coil packs aren't capable of delivering enough power or generating enough current for the spark plugs via ignition coil boot. And if your ignition coils fail as a result of worn-out spark plugs, you should replace both components at the same time. Alright, next, let's see the most frequently asked question. How much does ignition coil replacement cost? When your car starts to age over time, the first question that comes to your mind is how much it will cost for the maintenance and repairment. The price for ignition coils is between $168 and $218, and the labor costs are estimated between $50 to $64. This price does not include the tax and fees, and it will depend on the make and model of the car or the city you locate. Whenever the bad ignition coil symptoms occur, better have the professional repair shop to check for you, so you can have profound check and good maintenance. If you left the symptoms unchecked, the problem could lead to the worst problems and to damage other car parts. Like all parts in your car, the ignition coil will wear eventually. Ignition coil replacement is not too difficult job. With a modicum of mechanical knowledge, you can change the part yourself too. But if not, we still recommend that you go to the professional repair shop. Alright, my friends, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Do you ever have any troubles with your ignition coils? Leave comments below to share with us, as we love to hear from you. As always, I appreciate of your watching, and I wish all the best with you, your family, and your life. And I will see you very soon next time. Adios.